The following program has been rated GE by the Kenya Film Classification Board. It is therefore suitable for general family viewing.
Hello viewer, welcome to Chungu cha Jamii. I'm your host Eunice Mugo. Today on this show we are having the second part of demonstration, which is also known as Maandamano. How is it affecting you? What is your take on the same? Today we are having a very different viewpoint when we are talking about the church. How is the church helping us to be able to face this as a society and also as a business people? How are we facing it? Is it rough on us? Is it soft on us? Are we for it or against it? These are some of the things that we are going to tackle in today. Send in your question, your comment. That's GBS TV Africa. Our SMS line is 21144. Before we continue, we'll take a look on what our society or the people are saying about demonstration. Let's take a look.
Hii ni kitu tu hatuwezi ongelelea, lakini mimi kitu ningependa tu ku advice baba kama mahali anaweza ni kama anaweza niona. Mimi mwenyewe ni Mjaluo na si ati na support maandamano. As per country we need to move on. Hii kitu ishaenda. Na kusema kweli baba amejaribu na ameshindwa mara 5. Unaona? Sasa ukishindwa mara 5, si unaacha wenzako pia wanajaribu. Saa hii ukiangalia hapa nyuma yangu, hii street iko empty. Ukiangalia huku kuko empty. Huku kuko empty. Hakuna wasee. Mimi ni msee wa boda. Nategemea hii street ingekuwa iko congested, shughuli zingekuwa zinaendelea kama kawaida. Ningekuwa nimetafuta nimepelekea familia, si ndio? Lakini saizi venye unaangalia hivi, hakuna hata najaribu kuchapa maraundi at least nipate utuka hata katika moja. Hakuna msee unakutana naye. To be sincere, hii maandamano haitusaidii.
Kama vile mnaviona leo, bedhei maandamano imetuadhiri sana. Because ukiangalia hii CBD, it's a place ambayo inakuanga na a lot of activities. Kwanza ukiangalia hapa along Kenyatta, Moi Avenue, it's a place full of busy activities, but saizi hakuna kazi. Personally, sitasema na support maandamano ama si support. What I can say is, let these two gentlemen come on the table. At the end of the day, the ball stops in their court. Raila Amolo Odinga, President William Ruto, tafadhalini, nyinyi mnapigana huko juu, lakini sisi wananchi ndio tunaumia hapa chini. Kama saizi, we as hospitality industry, hatuna kazi, kila kitu imesimama. Town ukiangalia duka zote zimefungwa. What does that mean? That means a lot of revenue is lost, a lot of work is lost. So ile kitu mimi naomba niseme ni hivi. We need dialogue.
Regards to these ongoing demonstrations, it's my firm appeal that there should be dialogue both from the government and the opposition, because I believe neither side is gaining from this. You look at the streets, it's so empty. And personally, as a business person, this is affecting me because clients are not in town and appointments are getting rescheduled every now and then. So the government should actually sit down with the opposition in regards to this ongoing standoff and really come up with a long-term solution.
Thank you for staying tuned. I'm not alone on the show. I have guests who are going to help us to have deep conversation about this demonstration. I will allow them to introduce themselves. Welcome, guests. Starting with you.
Thank you very much, our viewers. Nice to meet you. My name is Pastor Wycliffe Ayoki. It's my pleasure to be part of this great conversation.
Welcome on the show.
Thank you very much.
And to you, sir.
Good afternoon, viewers. Thanks for having me on the show. Yeah, my name is Michael Gitonga, CEO, Trinity Concept International Limited, whereby we are a Kenyan company, but a Pan-African company as well, based in 7 African countries. And looking forward to have this amazing discussion to see how best we can transform our nation.
Thank you on the show. So maybe to start with, we are having a lot of demonstration. Before we got where we are today, we only used to have a day of demonstration. But right now, as they famously said, it's due to public demands that we are having a 3-day demonstration. But looking away from it, it's affecting us all round. Schools are not functioning, businesses are at standstill, mobility is also very minimum. Just name it. It's constitutionally right, but again, you find that we are lagging behind as a nation when we look at whatever it is that we are up against. So maybe to start with you, as a pastor, as a church leader, how are you talking to the congregants? How are you talking to the worshippers? What are you telling them in matters regards demonstration, safety, and being mentally stable when it comes to matter relating the nation as a whole?
Yes, thank you very much, Eunice. Actually, it's a very tricky question. But then as we go forward, and from the point where we have to start from is, as a country, as an individual, we are faced with a very more serious problems. Right now we are talking about economic difficulties, we have social difficulties, and there's a lot of influence, as you say, that the church has, because probably 80% of the population of Kenya, as we say, we are Christians. 70% we say we are Christians. We are very proud of that. If you go to other countries, you find that 1% Christian. And when we talk about Christianity, we are linking this to Christ, the Savior, the one who died on the cross for our sins. And then as a church, as an institution, because church is an institution, as an institution, what impact do we have on our congregants? Or personally as an individual, what impact do I have on the congregants that I meet, the members that I meet, the people that I fellowship with, the people that I guide and talk to? Number one, the impact should be spiritual, first of all, because the relationship between man and God is very important. And that is a key vision that the church is taking, because it should be first spiritual. Secondly, our country, we have a political system. We have a democratic system per se. We have where the voice of the people must be heard. And the Constitution of Kenya, the 2010 Constitution, is giving us a leeway to picket, to go on the road, to air our voices. I believe that demonstration is about the violence. Somebody once said violence is the voice of an ad. So those people who feel that they are not being heard by the government, by those people who are in authority, they are going on the street so that they can be heard. But as a church, our influence is important. As you are going to fight so that you can be heard, that does not include stealing. That does not include stoning the police officers. That does not include burning up tires on the road. There might be so many ways that you can be heard. For example, like putting sophia on your head. Maybe that's your system of being heard. But if it is not becoming violent, because it is enshrined in the Constitution, the Constitution of the land, then it is important that we also be able to put impact spiritually in the heart, in the mind of the congregations, so that we can be the front line to promote peace and coexistence.
Wow, that one is so profound. Coming to you, Mr. Michael, as a business person, how soft or rough are you facing it when it comes to matter demonstration? Are you feeling the impact, or are you just good to go? You continue demonstrating with or without that? My life is good.
Okay, thanks for the question. They usually say at some point, silence has the loudest noise at some point. And to start with, these issues of demonstration, I won't say that we're anti-government or we are into government or are we supporting opposition or not. bottom line, at the end of such kind of things that are taking place, the key thing is for us to fight and make sure that our country is safe, for each and every individual to coexist, without thinking that, the rich are eating meat and the poor are, sleeping hungry, knowing that at the end of the day, in our country, things are safe. So back to your question, I'll just want to say that for sure, this thing has really affected us. And mind you, if I remind you that even before we brought in this government, we should not forget that our economy was really affected by COVID. That also really had a very big impact on we, the business community. Now, let's go to this kind of situation our country is facing. For sure, we are really hurting as the business community. Because you find me as an employer, at the end of the day, let's just give an example, maybe I've employed like 10 people, okay? The margins that I used to make, okay, I end up, or the government ends up chewing those margins in the name of taxes. Where will it leave me as an employer? I will have to narrow down the employers for me to be able to do what? To meet that target of paying taxes to the government. Okay? So I would also request the government to be so considerate when they see people going on the streets, instead of saying that they want to enforce something into the people. I think God gave us 2 ears, 1 mouth, 2 eyes with a purpose. I think government is like sort of governing this country because that's the mandate they have been given at in the Constitution. So I will request these people we call our leaders to listen more, instead of talking much. Because here we are, fine. The opposition may be taking advantage to bring their own agenda to be served, But at the same time, I think the government, they're bright enough to see what to be served as something which the opposition are tabling, on the table on behalf of the citizens. So, yeah, I'll just say that, as you have said, we have really hurt business in this country. And if you get to go through the social media, you find someone like Tanzanian president. He's saying that they're receiving a lot of investors. Mind you, yes, they're happy, but still they are concerned where these investors coming from. It's quite unfortunate. They're coming from our country, just crossing border. What does that tell you?
And the Kenyans went on to attack Her Excellency Samia Suluhu on social media because Samia Suluhu said that, as you all know, in our neighboring country, what is happening. So we are receiving many investors. Somebody once said, 1 month's meat is another man's poison. But critically, necessity has it that we must wake up.
That's a wake-up call.
We must wake up.
Sure.
If we don't wake up from slumber, we are going to die. The Bible says, wake up. Even in the book of Proverbs, the Bible is literally talking about sleeping, too much sleep. But I think we are sleeping. We are in a bed rest, and we have not faced our realities. And then we should be able to critically, as a nation, as an individual, as a person, from my own setup, we need to wake up. When, if we refer, when Martin Luther King was fighting for the Reformation, religious reformation in America, among his famous quotes, he said, "What affects you directly affects me indirectly." I might be seated home, seeing my kids are very safe, and everything is okay. But when this country burns, when investors leave this country, it means the economy of this nation is nothing that cannot be rescued. It means we are headed into that direction.
Sure.
Because government, 100%, government does not have money that they have kept somewhere to run this nation. Government depends on borrowing. You have to borrow a percentage. The next is taxes. The third one is grants. When you meet with the investors, they are coming, you need to create an environment where they are coming to do business.
But in our country today, the president is saying that he wants to salvage us from the state of borrowing to a state of being independent and using our taxation and using our own resources so that we are able to live a debt-free nation.
Eunice, I am a pastor.
Hold on to that thought. Viewer, I hope you're learning and getting whatever it is that we are discussing today. We are talking matters to do with demonstration. Send in your comments, your question, your concern across all our social media networks. That's GBS TV Africa. Our SMS line is 21144. We'll take a quick break.